Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. I am so excited to be participating in my very first collaboration here on YouTube. Let me first start by saying thank you so much to Darlene over at Super at 60, and that's SOUPER at 60, for inviting me to participate in this collaboration. Now this collaboration consists of several women of faith, and the theme of this collaboration is church supper, and that's just exciting in and of itself to me. I am a church girl. I grew up in church. My dad is a pastor, my husband is a pastor, so I can totally relate to the church supper. And every time we would have a church supper or fellowship, I always looked forward to, when I was a little girl, my grandmother's old-fashioned layered chocolate cake. It was absolutely wonderful. So that's what I will be preparing today. Believe it or not, the pound cake queen will not be doing a pound cake. Oh, but I'm going to be using my pound cake recipe. I'm just going to do it in layers with chocolate icing. So again, I want to say thank you so much to Darlene and the other ladies who will be participating in this collaboration. All of these ladies and their information will be listed in the description box below. So please go over and support all of the other ladies that's participating. And I think it's 6 of us in all, which includes the host, okay? First we have Jennifer, and she's over at Cook, Clean, and Repeat. And I think she's going to be doing a couple of side dishes for the church supper. And then we have Heidi over at Rain Country, and she's going to be preparing a dessert. Next we have Wanda over at Deep South Homestead, and she's going to be preparing a main dish for our church supper. Then we have Constance at A Good Life. She's going to be preparing a main dish also. And then again we have the host, Darlene, over at Super at 60, and she'll be preparing a vegetable dish. So again, I'm so excited about this collaboration, and we are all unashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, for we know that it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. So we hope that you all enjoy this video. If you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you came because you are subscribers of the other channels, welcome over here. I guess today we're going to be the Beautiful Two Creations Church. Since we're doing the church supper, that's what we're going to be today. The Beautiful Two Creations with Donna Church. Okay, so welcome to the church house. We hope that you enjoy yourselves. Now we do have a couple of church announcements. This is how we do it over here. Okay, the most important announcement is, make sure you wash your hands. Now some of you prepare dishes at home, and despite my asking you and reminding you over and over again to wash your hands, you're still not washing your hands. Please ma'am, please sir, if you're not going to wash your hands, don't take anything to the church supper that you have to cook. We don't need you cooking anything, okay? We need you to bring the paper products. You can bring some paper plates, the cups, you can bring some sodas. But don't cook anything and take it to the church supper, to the pastor and the saints and friends to eat, and you've not washed your hands, okay? These are our church announcements. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Now, I hope I said that real nice for the visiting churches and friends and family, okay? But we're going to need y'all to wash your hands, okay? Now, listen, I'm also, y'all, this is special. I am using my mother's layered cake pans. These pans have to be more than 50 plus years old. That is just sweet, sweet, sweet. And these are a 9.5 by, it's 9 by 1.5 pans, okay? So I'll be using my mom's pans today. And again, I'm just going to use my pound cake recipe, but we're going to cook it in layers. So we have 3 cups of our Swan's Down cake flour. To that, I've added 1/4, I'm telling a story, a half teaspoon of baking powder. And I sifted the baking powder with the 3 cups of Swan's Down. Now, Swan's Down comes pre-sifted for you in the box when you buy it from the grocery store, but I like to sift it one more time once I add those ingredients, okay? And then we have 3 cups of sugar. I have, Lord, I done left my butter sitting over here. We have 3 sticks of unsalted butter, and it is room temperature. I have 6 large eggs today, you guys. I think I know, in my opinion, Walmart's eggs are smaller than Sam's eggs. These are Walmart eggs, so I'm using 6. They are room temperature. They've already been cracked. And I have 1 cup of room temperature. I wanted to use a coffee creamer. So this is the Twinkies International Delight. You guys, this creamer is so good. So that's what we're going to use today. And then, let's see, we have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And for my extracts, I'm going to use this Pure Watkins baking vanilla. Probably going to use about a tablespoon of that. And then I'm going to use some of this butter extract to give the cake the extra buttery flavor. Maybe about a teaspoon of that. And of course, my bakery in a bottle, you guys. A little bit of my cream bouquet. That's the only way I can describe it. People say, they ask me, what does it taste like? Bakery in a bottle. That's all I can tell you. And then I like to add just a drop or 2 of this yellow gel coloring. Because you guys, this is also my husband's favorite cake. So he likes for it to have that yellow buttery look. So we're going to add a little bit of that just to satisfy him. And speaking of him, he is my dude number 1, aka my husband. And you will see him. For those of you who are new, he will make his appearance at the end of the video when it's time to taste cake. I promise you he will. Okay? All right. Is that everything? If by chance I have forgotten something, all of the ingredients will be listed in the description box below. My oven today is preheating to 350 degrees. I'm thinking maybe these layers need to cook about ½ an hour or so. You guys, I've not done a layer cake in forever. So it's also going to depend on your oven. All right? Okay. I think that's everything, you guys. Let me check my notes. Let me see, Miss Darlene. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, we're going to make a chocolate frosting or icing. Now, y'all, I'm a glaze girl. I'm a glaze girl. So, I'm actually going to have to do an icing or frosting today and then icing a cake. I think this is the first time in the history of my YouTube channel. Well, no, I think I did my husband's birthday cake. But anywho, that's what we're doing. Let's get started. I'm starting by adding my 3 sticks of unsalted, softened butter to my mixing bowl. And then to that, I'm going to go on and add my 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And also, for those of you who may be new, I add my extracts and flavorings at the very beginning of the mixing process. That way, all of my flavors are incorporated throughout the entire mixing process of my cake, okay? So I'm going to add just a little bit of my cream bouquet, maybe about a teaspoon. I do not use measuring spoons for the most part. I did with the salt, but when it comes to my extracts, I don't usually use measuring spoons. And then we have our butter extract. And we're going to add about a teaspoon of it. Next we have our baking vanilla. And I will be adding about a tablespoon of it. And when I turn my mixer on, oops, I'm going to, I'll get that later. When I turn my mixer on, I'm going to let this butter mix up for about 30 seconds to a minute by itself, just to kind of get it mixed up really good. And then I'm going to slowly start adding my 3 cups of sugar, okay? You want to cream this butter and sugar until it's light and fluffy. You cannot rush this process, all right? If you do, it can affect your cake, the outcome of your cake. It can make it gummy, it can make your cake fall. So take your time and cream. I usually cream my butter and sugar for about 10 to 12 minutes. Yes, I do set a timer to make sure I cream it that long. Once I set my timer, once I've added the last little bit of sugar, I start my timer and then I walk away and just do something else. Now, I don't have a scraper on my bowl, so I will have to stop my mixer a couple of times and scrape down the sides of my bowl. Because what you'll realize is that your butter and your sugar, a lot of it will start collecting on the sides of your bowl, which means if it's on the side of your bowl, honey, it's not getting creamed. It's not getting creamed properly. Okay, so make sure you scrape down your bowl a couple of times. You do not want to hear those sugar crystals mixing around in the bottom of your bowl. Now, once we are creamed and we're light and fluffy, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you exactly what light and fluffy should look like, okay? Alright, we have arrived to light and fluffy, and that's exactly what we should be looking like, okay? Light and fluffy. Now it's time to start adding our eggs, and we're going to add our eggs one at a time. Sometimes when you're trying to add your eggs, you're trying to add one at a time, 2 will jump in there, but it's okay, no worries, okay? But we're trying to add them one at a time, and then I only mix maybe about 10-12 seconds. Just mix long enough to get that yolk where it kind of disappears, okay? If by chance, like I said, if 2 eggs jump in, then mix a few seconds longer, because now you're incorporating 2 eggs as opposed to 1. So we add our eggs one at a time, and then once all of our eggs have been added, then it's time to start adding our wet and dry ingredients. Or shall I say dry and wet, because you always want to start with your dry ingredients, your flour, and you want to end with your dry ingredients. And we're going to alternate with our coffee creamer. Okay? Now, once I start adding the flour and alternating with the coffee creamer, I'm going to turn my mixer down to low. You do not want to overmix during this process. The same rules apply. It can certainly affect the outcome of your cake if you overmix it, okay? So do not overmix. This process doesn't take nearly as long as it does of the creaming of the butter and the sugar. This literally only takes a couple of minutes. I mean, for real, for real. All right, and then once that's done, then we're going to be ready to pour this cake and get it baked. going to stir or mix up just a little bit more to make sure I have everything off of the sides. And everything is mixed up good at the bottom, okay? It's another good way to make sure that you don't over mix. If you feel like you need to mix a little bit more, just stop your mixer and you can mix by hand. Okay. And I have already thoroughly sprayed my pans with Baker's Joy. And you guys, I did my little pan strips. We're going to see if it works. I have some wet paper towels inside this aluminum foil, and it's supposed to help your cakes bake evenly and not get as dark around the edges and kind of be flat without the little, we're going to see, because I've never done this before. So you and me going to see together. They actually have some pan strips that you can purchase, and I think they're like cloth, and you can wet them and wrap them around your cake pans. But y'all know, 9 times out of 10, I'm not baking layer cakes. I'm baking pound cakes. So we're going to try this together today to see if it works. I tell you, these pans are so old. They have so much character because they're kind of lumpy and uneven, but it's all good. These are so special to me, just knowing that these are the pans that my mom baked in when I was a little girl, or we were little. Alright, you guys, this should be interesting. We are going in the oven, 350 degrees. And I'm going to set my timer first for maybe about 20 minutes, and then I think I'm going to rotate them. Child, look, we'll see, honey. Y'all know I'm used to doing pound cakes. Okay, you guys, I baked for 35 minutes. These little things may have worked, y'all. Let me find out. I did not turn them. I just let them bake, do their thing. And that's number 3. Okay, so we're gonna sit here and cool. Y'all look at this. I think my little strips did pretty good. What y'all think? Look at there. That's interesting. Let me see if I can kind of take one loose so you can see. So I just wrapped it. It's a little potterish. Look at this thing. And the paper towel's still damp. Y'all, that's all I did. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna let these cool. You guys, these are some beautiful cake layers, if I must say so myself. Oh my goodness. And the cake is so tender. I'm getting ready to make my frosting, chocolate frosting now. And I'm going to be using 3 sticks of butter, probably about a cup of my cocoa powder, about 5 cups of my powdered sugar, and maybe a tablespoon or 2 of my vanilla, and then about about a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. Or, no, I'm going to use my coffee creamer. Okay, so I need to mix this butter up. I kind of whip it up by itself for about 5 to 7 minutes or so before I start adding the other ingredients. And you guys, I'm going to have to let those cake layers totally cool because they are so tender. Y'all, I did that. Listen, let the pound cake queen find out she might be making some layer cakes. Okay, now that I've whipped this butter, I'm going to slowly start adding this cocoa powder and get it mixed in really good. And then I'm going to add about 2 cups of my powdered sugar and a little bit of the vanilla. And I'm going to mix that up. And then for the last 3 cups of the powdered sugar, I'm going to alternate it with the creamer. I'm going to alternate it with the creamer. And then once I get everything really mixed up, I'm going to turn my mixer up. I'm going to turn it up on maybe about medium high and let that whip for a little while to get some air in this icing or frosting, so it'll be fluffy. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to have, I wanted to explain it to you ahead of time because this mixer is loud and you wouldn't be able to hear me tell you what I'm getting ready to do. Okay, you guys, I'm like the preacher. I'm trying not to hold the saints and friends too long, okay? So let me tell you what I'm getting ready to do with this icing. See, y'all, that's all these extra steps when you're doing these layer cakes. Now, pound cakes is like easy peasy. I'm going to attempt to pipe the icing in between the layers. That's what I want to do, okay? See if I can get the icing in here without making too much of a mess. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then keep it moving, okay? Because I'm not trying to hold y'all too long. Y'all know y'all be ready to go, smelling all that good food that's at the church supper, and the preacher want to keep on talking and preaching too long, and you be ready to go eat because you smelling the fried chicken and the potatoes and the green beans, and he wanting to be all long-winded. Okay, so, ooh, child, let me cut the tip off of this. And hopefully I can just twist this because I don't need it coming out the top end too, y'all. Get that edge good. So this is going to be my process for in between each layer, okay? Old-fashioned chocolate layer pound cake with a chocolate buttercream frosting. Honey, pasta has finally dismissed. Let's go to the church supper and have some dinner and then dessert. And you guys, it is challenging for me to icing a cake. That's probably why it's not my preference and I just love to do a glaze. But oftentimes when I do have to ice in a cake, I just make it a textured look or give it a textured look. That's the way hopefully it won't look so bad. With my lack of icing skills. So I just took this fork and as I was turning the cake on the rotating cake plate, I just laid the fork up against the cake and drug it like that. And that's how I got the texture. Okay, I just decided to go on and icing this cake because again, I'm trying not to keep the saints and the friends and the visitors too long. It is time. You guys, I had to get the bigger knife today since this is a 3-layer cake. And y'all, I forgot to put my lemon color in here. Oh well, it's all good. This is for the collaboration, honey. This is the church supper cake. What's the matter, Jax? He said he want to get down. This is the church supper cake. Come on, baby. You come to get some cake too.
Come here, dude.
He said you come to get some cake.
We gotta get your wig twisted, little man.
Ooh, that's so soft.
Let me see. Oh, you did this?
That was soft. I need to cut you a big cake piece, babe.
No.
Greedy.
Why that piece small?
That is not small, honey. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Oh. You gave up being a glazed girl and then went to an icing girl?
Well, when I think of church suppers, you know somebody always making chocolate cake. And I thought about my grandmother, my grandma Daisy, who is no longer with us. She's been in heaven for some years now. But I used to love her chocolate cake. And I know this is your favorite, honey.
Yes.
So you have to tell me what you think. I'm going to get this corner. I noticed when I was baking it, it was really soft.
Good. Why you always dancing when you eat? Let me.
Tell me what you think.
Let me taste it.
You got to open your mouth wider than that, baby. You want some more? Here, Papa, you taste it. Tell me what you think since that's your favorite. Honey, that's the church supper cake.
Listen, little man, don't do it. I'm going to lay you down.
Yes, it is.
Put your hand behind your back, don't.
Oh, you want to taste some too? You want to taste some? You taste it later.
I'm trying to do this left-handed. I'm not ambidextrous. Don't play, little man. Don't play.
Come on now.
I'll roll them up.
Ain't it soft?
There's more. Spoon going.
Listen, y'all. It is so soft.
What everybody else in the church bring? Let me taste what they taste.
From the cake? Okay. Huh?
What the people in the church bring?
Some main dishes and vegetables and other desserts. So once again, Miss Darlene, thank you so much for inviting me to share in this church supper collaboration. And you laughing? What did you do? told you all in the beginning, this is my dude number one, aka my husband, Pastor Minor. Listen. So you're good. This is good. Please do not forget all of the other ladies who are participating in the collaboration. Their information will be listed below. So please go check out all of the other ladies and their channels and see what they're cooking up for the church supper.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
Let's get hold him. This is valuable. He is valuable. Hold him.
He said he wants some cake, Papa.
Hold him right now.
So those of you that, if it's your first time here, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you being here. We hope that you stay a while.
You did your thumbnail?
Oh no, I did not. Hey, thank you. I didn't even show y'all the cake. Look, I am so concerned. Here, honey. You got the whole him. Come on.
My cake. No, I'm gonna eat my cake.
Come on, listen. Then he gonna fuss and then he gonna be crying in the video. Hey, come on.
Come on, man.
You know he wants some cake. Thank you. Look, I forgot. Y'all probably said, Miss Donna, can we see the cake? Look, y'all. Look at that. It's good. It's so moist.
God almighty, you just need... No, don't touch it, look, man. Don't touch it. Don't make me put your hands behind your back.
You are being stingy. Look, y'all. Oh, my goodness. That was my thumbnail, hopefully. Y'all. But like I say, that fork, I just made made it textured because I don't do well with ice in the cake. Now, that take too long. That's why I glaze curve. Keep it simple. Okay? All right. So once again, thank you all so much. Go check out the other ladies and everything that they are cooking up and fixing up for the church supper. So right now, Pastor, you going to do the benediction? You going to do the benediction? May the Lord watch. You are not working out. Thank you guys. If you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever we're over here doing whatever it is we're doing. When you turn it on, when you hit that notification bell, it shakes, and that's that shake something, shake something, shake something. We already look forward to you joining us again next time. It's a good babe.
I'll be the greedy person at the picnic eating everybody. I'm trying all of it.
It's not the picnic, it's the church supper.
The church supper, all of it sanctified. Let's go.
Bye, you guys. Bye. You gonna tell them bye? Huh? Can you wave? There you go. Bye.
Bye.